Working is stupid. Busting my balls for lackluster pay and zero free time while Daddy Capitalism stuffs his pockets and sits with his feet up. This is the typical consensus for the majority of the Gen Z population. Now, older generations are starting to feel the same way, but young adults seem to be much more vocal about it. Well, today in this video, we're going to put ourselves in the brains of some of these young folks and hear some of their perspectives about where everything went wrong. And if you personally relate to anything in this video, or you just simply like content like this, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts and opinions below, and subscribe to see my daily uploads around here. And I usually say this part towards the end, but I want to put this in the beginning of today's video, since most people don't really watch that far anyway. I want to give an exclusive shout out to my Patreon supporters over there. And if you personally want to check that out to get further content from me, or just learn more about me or talk to me personally, feel free to check out the link down below in the description. Lowest tiers start at $1 a month. And all of your guys' support provide me the possibility to continue creating this type of content and provide you more videos just like this. Now, let's begin the video.
The younger generation aren't apparently working themselves to death.
Some of them have figured out that the country's a scam. And here's the good news. They're not wrong. And when you figured out the country's a scam, you can approach it the way a con artist or a scammer would approach it, which is what a lot of them do. They invent mental health ailments they don't have. They take days off on end. They terrify their superiors into respecting their mediocre, shoddy quality of work. This is something that Gen Z has latched onto. This is something that I fully support. This is their way of rising through the ranks. They're taking advantage of people that they work with, making them tolerate less and less work and work of a lower and lower quality, because they've realized that a lot of this is bullshit.
All right, so this take might fluff some feathers, but if you guys don't know who this is Tim Dillon. He's a comedian. That's kind of what he does for a living. But at the same time, his point here kind of holds some weight, definitely some solid value. Because me experiencing some multiple jobs I've worked with, whether that's the corporate ladder structure or just retail stores, those types of, like, especially the retail store jobs, they're flooded with these young folks, the Gen Zs. And if they all collectively just lower the standards, the whole requirements just kind of get wiped out. Like, then the one person who comes in who goes above and beyond, it kind of resets the standards. And that's not really super, common with some of these young folks. They'd rather just go in, clock in, get their minimum amount of work done, and get by. Also, because, like, there's not many more benefits other than, and now, not every job, many jobs, there's not very many benefits in going above and beyond anymore. So the young folks, they just have opted out of doing that entirely. And this whole, the harder you work, the farther you get, the mentality that we were grown up getting taught, it's just not like reality anymore. And people are waking up to that.
They're like, why shouldn't I get in on it?
Our generation completely got screwed. I don't think our parents realize how difficult it is.
I don't think so either.
I mean, everything right now, definitely post-pandemic, it's crazy. Like, I'm working 45 hours here, but I still have to ask my parents for help living here by myself. So
that is a more than common occurrence for young folks. And if you are lucky enough, you are blessed enough to have parents to still be able to help you out, like I don't, you definitely should be cherishing that, because you only get one of each parent. You only get one mom, one dad, and they will not last forever. So if you are able to get any sort of help, whether that's shack back up at home with your folks or just get the extra $20 for food every now and then, or the rent bill, help out to pay it, that goes above, it goes a lot farther than many folks can even imagine. Many folks don't have these types of different things to help them get by. So kudos to her for being open and honest. And I'm not saying every older generation, individual doesn't understand the new cost of living. A lot of them are experiencing it themselves as well. But a lot of people who have never really struggled like that over the last few years, they don't really understand that, like, the prices have gone up. If you own your home for a long time, mortgages haven't. Now, fair enough, a lot of things have been going up, like the cost of living and stuff. But at the same time, the young folks are getting hit so much harder with it than a lot of the other people in this generation, because they're on their starting legs of adulthood. And that's already tough enough as it is, let alone all these other hurdles that now we have to jump through.
9 to 5 is bullshit. Unpaid lunch breaks are bullshit. Working all day and going home to have 2 hours of free time before bed is bullshit.
True.
5-day work week is bullshit. Working yourself to death is bullshit. Retiring at 65, unlikely, is bullshit. Starting your adult life in debt from student loans is bullshit. Giving kids 7 hours of school and then homework to ready them for the never-ending grind is bullshit.
Okay, the one thing that I kind of don't understand a lot of these people is they hate the system. They can't stand their life. They can't stand the way things are. But there's no sort of solution to fix any of these problems. Now, fair enough, not many people really have much authority to change anything as is anyway. So what's the point of stressing about that when you already have enough to stress about? But at the same time, I feel like if a lot of people just collectively got up, I'm not saying we need to start like a riot or something, but it's like, one guy in the last video was talking about walkouts. If everybody in the company walked out, they would have to adjust something. But not true. They usually just replace everybody. So we're all just a bunch of peasants.
It is so frustrating that we have one chance of life on this earth and humanity chooses taxes and credit scores and pollution instead of
Those damn taxes.
floating around in the ocean all day eating fruit and hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go fill up my car with gas for $120, and then I'm gonna go to the store and spend $30 on a carton of eggs, and then a plane is actually gonna crash into the grocery store.
So you just think everyone should...
It's like we're living in some sort of like apocalypse right now. That's how people act like. Now, fair enough, it is stressful out there. I'm stressed myself as well. But at the same time, it's like we're farther in technology and many different attributes than we've ever been before. Everybody is working their hardest, making the least amount of money possible. What a way to live.
To the grocery store.
So you just think everyone should have food and shelter? Yes. Yes, I fucking do. And I am tired
Hot take.
of people trying to convince me that that's ridiculous. Okay? I am tired of existing in a world where there are dumpsters full of edible food because someone didn't exchange the imaginary shiny rocks for it. Okay? Every single one of our problems can be traced back to capitalism and some asshole who wanted to make more money by doing less, and oh my god!
I mean, I understand blaming capitalism. We're all playing the blame game. Young folks are blaming old folks are blaming young folks. Boomers messed up the economy for us. Gen Z doesn't work hard enough, so we'll never get anywhere. It's a back and forth. It's the blame game. That's what we're playing, guys. And I'm not super against all these takes. I know they all have their own individual perspectives, they all have their own individual lives they've experienced that have brought them to these types of terms. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think capitalism is the exact problem. I think it's the way that it gets abused for the greed. I think it's the greed of people that really ruin capitalism. Because let's be honest, America is one of the most robust societies. Debatable, you can feel free to debate me down below in the comments. But economically, financially, we're supposed to be like on top, like number one, America, USA. So it's like, where's all that money going? To the top. It's almost as if our country is like one big pyramid scheme, and we all got in at the end of the boat.
We have enough. We're just not giving it to people. We will do everything but just give people homes and food.
We can't just give everybody everything. Now, fair enough. I don't hate helping people. There's many people who need help, and helping people is good. We need to help people. But at what point does it come from helping to taking advantage? And many people do take advantage of these certain systems, whether that's the food shelves, whether that's the EBT stamps, whether that's the various different things that some places have to help people further their life. Now, fair enough, there's many things that halt us in our tracks, like student loan debt, credit card debt, pretty much overall debt. But it's just, some people want to just give everything away, but at the same time, they don't have anything to give. So maybe she needs to start her own organization. Maybe she needs to start a foundation.
You know how much more productive people would be if they weren't spending every minute of their waking lives worrying about how they're going to survive? If you need the threat of starvation and homelessness to contribute to anything, that's a fucking you problem, okay?
That is the thing, is that many people only go to work because they have to pay their rent or their mortgage. They only go to work because they need food in their stomach and in their shelves and their cabinets. They only go to work because they have people to take care of. So it is the fear of death, hunger, being homeless. All these things are really what keep people going in this supposed rat race, versus what it was collectively a long time ago. We were grown to be told that it's you find something you like, you flourish in your career, and then you end up living your dreams, buying a house and family, and then eventually creating a family. It's not really doable for the average person these days, especially if you're starting in a younger generation category. It's a lot harder to get ahead. Versus, I mentioned this in a few videos ago. My mom is 68. She is getting she's getting towards her later years. I am 25. When she was 25, which was almost, it's like 40 some years ago. At 25, she had 2 kids, a corner lot house. She was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked full-time and could support an entire family of 4 or 5, plus pets. That's not doable today with a one-person income, let alone people who are young and, trying to get by. Fair enough, the type of lifestyle where you have kids young is starting to get pushed out. Many more people are starting to have kids later on, like in their late 20s, early or mid 30s. And with technology, it's more advanced. It's getting more possible. But it's just the timeline of things are getting stretched out. So it's not really as simple or as same as it was a few decades back.
Hey, get out of my comment section.
And Gen Z just don't want to work anymore, do they? That could not be farther from the truth. Gen Z is actually one of the smartest and most intuitive generations that we have. They realize that the 40-hour work week is not getting them the ability to afford basic necessities. What is the
That's right. 40 hours most likely will not get you by. You need to work 80 hours.
Motivation to work 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week if you can't even afford rent?
The motivation is to not be homeless, keep eating, and have any sort of luxury, like a Stanley Cup that you spend your extra $50 on, or that one video game you spent, now they're getting to like over $100. Everything's going up in price. Even entertainment is almost unattainable because of the price costs. And as you can see, this rise of gambling, the gambling thing is getting outrageous. I can't go anywhere without seeing it because people are obsessed with money and getting that quick fix to get by. It's all about money, folks.
Nobody wants to just continue to work and work and work and not be able to pay their bills. They're looking for innovative ways to start businesses and make money online because they're trying to hack.
That's funny, is the girl before shitting on capitalism. We hate capitalism around here, apparently. That's what they always talk about on these videos. But at the same time, it's like making your own business. Aren't you riding the wave of capitalism the same way the big companies are? Now, fair enough, you're a very small-scale entrepreneur if you are making your own business, in most senses, especially if you're just up and coming. But it's like, if you hate capitalism, but you're using social media, online businesses to create revenue to survive, you're kind of feeding into the beast. Which, let's be honest, how can you not? That's the only way. That's really the only option. But kind of a contradiction, kind of a back and forth mentality there.
The system which is not serving them, by the way. They're not a lazy generation. They're just tired. Eventually, there needs to be a change, or there's going to be a big problem as far as filling jobs because Gen Z just doesn't want to do it. And the ones that do want to work hard can't get a break with layoffs.
All right, guys. So the homeless camps are going to be growing. There's going to be more and more tents outside of your apartment complexes. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Skid Row is coming near you soon enough. The near future is looking dark. It's looking dim. It's looking rough. And many young folks are just sick of it. They're done. And they don't have much hope of a way to figure all this out. And so instead of all coming together and trying to figure this out, because nobody can even have a conversation and talk about anything, we just rant online. And that's what I'm doing right here. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, opinions down below about any of this stuff. It is very unfortunate that many people are in these types of circumstances, me, myself, and I don't personally believe the young folk are just giving up. It's that they're giving up in the system. Yeah, so it seems like hard workers get abused. They get taken advantage of. If you are a hard worker, you'll be working 2-3 people's jobs or getting one person's pay, while the rest of them try to slack by and get through with the minimum bare effort workload. And is that bad? For the person doing all the work, most definitely. For the people just scraping by, being so unfulfilled, not so much. The idea of a job these days has nothing to do with fulfillment. It's all about bare minimum necessity. Even the word career, I don't even hear anymore. It's just the word job. We don't even talk about careers. Nobody has a career because most people don't dream about being the gas station custodian. Nobody dreams about being a cashier at the deli store. Nobody dreams about, selling you cars. Like people just pick up. Okay, fair enough. Some people do dream about all those things. And if you do, good for you. If you're able to push through that and, flourish, good for you. But at the same time, many people just have jobs they wish they didn't have, around people they wish they didn't know. And the average person is just struggling. And the majority of them young folks, many older folks as well. And I'd love to hear all your guys' collective opinions regarding all this matter and all this nonsense. And with most people feeling like their water is overboiling to the top and the fog is never going to get clear, it just keeps getting darker and dimmer, people don't really have much to look forward to. And that's the problem, is that there's nothing to look forward to. You don't really have any savings to feel good about. And all you do all day is do stuff you don't want to do just to pay for stuff you don't even really like in the first place from people you don't really like or want to know. It's a dim reality for a lot of folks. And now, fair enough, usually back in the day, it was hobbies that will get you by. It's your book club you go to every Sunday. It's church. People have just abandoned all those things because they can't afford a lot of that. Now, fair enough, to each their own. And if you do still have some sort of hobbies, good for you. And if you can afford them, good for you. But either way, I'd like to know all your guys' thoughts, opinions about this whole concept down there below in the comments. If you do like content like this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to see my daily uploads around here. Again, shout out to my Patreon supporters. If you do want to check that out, the link will be down there in the description. And thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.